Hello students, hope you all are doing well. In today's class, we will study about electric field due to a circular loop of charge or charged ring. Now, here we will consider a charged ring, that is we have a ring of diameter of radius A, and over this ring we have distributed a positive charge q, small q, and we are trying to find the electric field due to this charge at a point P, which is at a distance of x away from the center of the charge ring. Now let's see. Consider a circular ring of radius A. Here we have considered a ring of radius A, small a, having a charge plus q uniformly distributed over it. So we have distributed a charge plus q uniformly over the whole ring. Now, what is the circumference of the ring? The circumference will be 2 pi a, where a is the radius of the ring. So, now charge per unit length of the ring will be small q by 2 pi a. That is total charge of the ring by total circumference of the ring. Now let us consider a point P. Let a point P on the axis of the ring at which the electric field is to be measured. So here we want to measure the electric field at a point which is at a distance of x from the origin of the from the center of the ring, where we have marked the center of the ring as O and this is the P. So the distance between O and P is small x. Now we will consider a very small length of the circular ring and name it as DL. D means very small. DL. Consider a small ring element DL. Now what will be the charge on that small element DL? Let's see. Now the charge on that very small element DL is considered as dq. dq means again a very small charge. So here now the charge per unit length is q by 2 pi a. So the charge in this particular distance dl will be q by 2 pi a into dl. Now let dl be at a distance of small r from P. Now this element dl is at a distance of small r from P. Therefore the electric field intensity due to this small area dl at P will be in this direction. So we will take it as dE in this direction, dE. Now since so let's see what is the value of dE. Now we know that electric field, the formula for electric field is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square. We have proved it previously. So here dE will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught dq by r square. Now this one is a right angle triangle. This is x, this is the radius, so this will be 90 degree, and this is your r. So r is the hypotenuse of the right angle triangle. So r square from Pythagoras theorem will be a square plus x square. Therefore dq also we know as q by 2 pi a into dl. So we will substitute dq with this value over here and r square with this value over here. So after substituting in equation 1, the values in equation 1, we will get dE equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q dl by 2 pi a into a square plus x square. Now let's go back to the diagram once again. So we will keep the diagram over here for reference. Now see, this is your direction of dE. Now this, since dE is a vector, it can be resolved into two components. One is dE cos theta and another is dE sin theta. Yes or no? Okay. Now we will again consider another very small element just opposite to that element dl. So the electric field due to this element will be in this direction again, that is dE. Now this dE can also be resolved into two components, again dE cos theta and dE sin theta. Likewise, we can consider innumerable and infinitesimal small elements everywhere. So all the elements, the dE cos theta will be added up like this, and dE sin thetas will be cancelled out. Now dE can be resolved into two components, that is dE cos theta along the axis of the ring and dE sin theta perpendicular to the axis of the ring. This one and this one, along the axis and perpendicular to the axis. Since perpendicular components of any two diametrically opposite elements are equal and opposite, they cancel each other in pairs, only axial components add up. So as I told you, that all the elements opposite to each other, the dE sin theta component will get cancelled out, and only we are left with dE cos theta components. So now what we have to do to find the electric field E, we have to integrate this whole area, we have to integrate, that is 0 to 2 pi a. So the component we will integrate is dE cos theta. So from here we have the value of dE as 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q dl by 2 pi a into a square plus x square. We will put this value over here. Integration 0 to 2 pi a 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q dl by 2 pi a into a square plus x square into cos theta. Now let's go back again to the diagram. This was your radius, this was x, and this was r. So cos theta will be x by r, that is base by hypotenuse. So r we know as root over a square plus x square. So in place of cos theta we will put this value. So E will be integration 0 to 2 pi a 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q dl by 2 pi a square plus x square into, we are putting the value of cos theta over here, x by a square plus x square to the power half. So we are bringing everything outside the integration and we will integrate only dl. So 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q x by 2 pi a square plus x square to the power 3 by 2. Why 3 by 2? Because a square plus x square to the power 1 by a square plus x square to the power half. So we are adding the power, that is 1 plus half is 3 by 2. In integration is 0 to 2 pi a into dl. Now we will integrate dl. So after integrate, this part remains the same. So after integrating dl, we will get L, and the lower limit and upper limit are 0 and 2 pi a. Now we will put the limits over here. So after putting the limit, 0 will obviously have no value, so we will only put the upper limit, that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 qx by 2 pi a into a square plus x square to the power 3 by 2 dot 2 pi a. Now from here we can cancel 2 pi a on both sides. So the final electric field will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught qx by a square plus x square to the power 3 by 2 along OP. Along OP means along this direction, okay. Now let's see some special cases. So we will keep the diagram for reference again. So special case number 1, if P lies at the center of the ring. Now we are supposing that this point P is just at the center of the ring. Now if P is at the center of the ring, that means this value x becomes 0. So x equals to 0. Now if x equals to 0 here, so E will also be 0, that is there is no electric field. There is no electric field at the center of the ring. And if somewhere, if in any place there is no electric field and we put a test charge, it will not experience any force because there is no electric field at all. Therefore a test charge will not experience any force in the center of the ring. In case 2, if P lies at a larger distance, that is x is much greater than a. Now if this value x is very larger than a, if it's very larger than a, then what will happen? This ring will appear as a mere point. So if x is much larger than a, then a square can be neglected because a is itself a smaller quantity. So the square of a smaller quantity is more small. For example, if you square 0.5, it will become 0.25, which is smaller than 0.5. So you can see that if you square or cube or to the power 4 any smaller quantity, it becomes more small. So we can neglect a square. So in this equation, if we neglect a square, then we are getting 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught qx by x cube. See, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught qx by, we are neglecting this a square, so here we have x square into 3 by 2, 2 gets cancelled again, then x cube. So here we have 1x and here we have x cube. So E finally becomes 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by x square. Now this equation resembles the equation of a electric field of a point charge. Yes or no? We have done it in our previous class. So we can say that in this case the ring behaves as a point charge. So these are the two very special cases of the circular loop. In our next class we will proceed with electric field lines.